Midnight Drearies.
Once upon a time in the quaint New England town of Old Bedford, the legendary Bill Murray found himself in a rather peculiar situation. Dressed in leather riding gear and clutching the bars of a vintage Harley-Davidson WLA 1939 Liberator motorcycle, Bill roared into town, his graying hair flowing in the wind, his newly grown mustache also flowing in the wind. But there was something unusual about Bill Murray that day. He was channeling none other than the great Edgar Allan Poe himself. Bill had recently crashed Dan Aykroyd's Spectacon horror convention, sponsored of course by Crystal Head Vodka, and was mostly just to promote the new Ghostbusters movie. On a lark, Bill sat in on a seance, and it turns out that psychic stuff wasn't total bullshit after all. The spirit of Edgar Allan Poe possessed Bill Murray because it had some new unfinished business to take care of. So Bill, or rather Poe, had heard whispers of a mystical place called Sanctum Arcanum occult books and gifts, rumored to be a treasure trove of forbidden knowledge and macabre artifacts. Determined to uncover the secrets that lay within, he made his way through the cobblestone streets of Old Bedford to the shop. Pushing open the creaking door, Poe's eyes widened as he surveyed the shelves lined with ancient tomes and mysterious bric-a-brac. The scent of old paper and incense filled the air, adding to the eerie ambience. Behind the counter stood a pale skinny man with sharp features and eyes as dark as the night sky. "Welcome, esteemed visitor," the man said, his voice carrying a faint echo. "I am the keeper of this arcane emporium. Feel free to look around, and if you have any questions, just ask." Poe's keen eyes peered into the shopkeeper's soul, sensing something amiss. He knew that beneath the facade of a bookstore owner lurked a far more sinister presence. And he was right. It was Malthus, the president of Hell, a raven-headed demon from the infernal abyss. Unfazed by the demonic revelation, Poe stepped forward, his voice tinged with Poesque mystery. "I seek the Crypticon Antagonista, Stregonerian magic spell book of Sergio Malevo, known as Quello Ariboli the Hideous One. Hand it over, demon, or prepare to face the wrath of Edgar Allan Poe." Malthus let out a menacing chuckle, his eyes blazing red. "Ah, Mr. Poe, you are indeed a formidable foe. But do you truly believe you can defeat me and claim the spell book?" With a flick of his hand, Malthus summoned a swirling vortex of black smoke and changed into his true form, a towering anthropomorphic raven demon with black feathered wings sprouting from his back, and his fingers became sharp and talon-like. The room trembled as the shelves rattled and books tumbled to the floor. It seemed as though Poe had met his match. But little did the demon know that Bill Murray had a few tricks up his sleeve. "Did you really think you could outwit the master of comedic timing?" Poe quipped, a mischievous grin spreading across his face. With a swift motion, he pulled out a whoopee cushion and gave it a light toss, hitting Malthus in the chest. Instinctively, he caught the gag bag. The demon's eyes widened in confusion as the sound of a loud, exaggerated fart filled the room and sneezing powder expelled from the whoopee cushion. Malthus stumbled backward, momentarily stunned by the unexpected turn of events, and went into a sneezing fit. Poe seized the opportunity, lunging forward to grab the spell book from beneath the counter. While Malthus was still reeling from the sneezing, Bill pulled out a squirt gun and squirted the raven-headed demon in the face. The president of Hell stumbled backwards and exclaimed, "Ow, that stings. My eyes. And it smells so bad. What is that?" Bill Murray Allan Poe responded, "Cat pee. I thought your demonic bird brain would appreciate the irony. You know, cats eat birds. For an ageless being that commands devil hordes, you're not very smart." As Poe held the coveted tome in his hands, a surge of power coursed through his veins. He channeled the spirits of humor and horror, summoning a force that even the president of Hell couldn't withstand. With a mighty cry, Poe unleashed a thunderous laugh that shook the very foundations of Sanctum Arcanum. The Devil Driver's physical form momentarily came out of alignment with our dimensional reality. He then slumped over the counter. Helpless. Malthus, his raven head drooping in defeat, realized he had underestimated the enigmatic Bill Murray. "You may have won this round, Poe," he admitted begrudgingly, "but the forces of darkness will rise again. Poe, his eyes gleaming with victory, retorted, "And I shall be waiting, armed with wit and a good dose of slapstick comedy." With a final nod, Poe made his exit, clutching the stolen spell book tightly. He paused momentarily in the doorway and said, "See you on the other side, Ray." And with that he was gone.